Hi again, everyone. Thank you all so much for your feedback on my overview of the Trans-Siberian adventure. As promised, I want to tell you a little bit more about the train itself and also answer some of the questions that you've all brought up. I had a really great experience on board staying in a classic category compartment, but this video will go over some of the different categories available. Honestly, my first impression when I saw my compartment was, wow, this is tiny. There's no way I'm going to survive 10 days in here. But once I settled in, I quickly realized there's enough space, and I was quite comfortable. Some of you have asked if it was hard to sleep while the train was moving. I'm not going to lie, there are some surprising jolts now and then, but for the most part, the gentle rocking motion and the rhythmic sounds of the track actually helped me sleep. So before I get started, I'm going to enjoy some of this Russian vodka made from the purest waters of the famous Lake Baikal, and then try to tell you a little bit about the train. За здоровье! So now to tell you a bit more about our train, the Tsar's Gold. We have the widest selection of compartments available on board. 6 different categories to be exact, from standard quad occupancy cabins to Bolshoi Platinum suites with full private facilities. All of our meals on board were served in the dining car. Normally, all guests are able to have 1 seating for meals, but on occasion, 2 seatings may be required. These dining cars also act as a lounge car and a bar car in between meal services, so it's somewhere that you can just hang out and buy a drink. And also the cars double as a lecture hall for special talks and experiential events like vodka tasting or a caviar tasting or a tea ceremony. The highest category of accommodation located near the front of the train are the Bolshoi and Bolshoi Platinum categories. These are the only categories with fully private facilities. The layouts are similar between the two. The Bolshoi Platinums are just a little bit bigger, but these are again the only cabins with private facilities, meaning you have your own shower, sink, and toilet. During the day, your compartment is set up with the sofa and a little seating area. Then in the evening, after turn-down service, they convert the seats into beds. But it's important to note that in this category, it has an upper and lower bed, which means anyone with mobility issues could have some issues climbing up and down into these berths. The compartments in these categories are very limited, and especially with the private facilities, even though they're the most expensive category, these are very high in demand. The next category is the nostalgic comfort. These are generally located mid-train. These have semi-private shower facilities that are shared between 2 compartments. So there's a sink and a shower shared between 2 cabins. Ideally, these work for families or friends traveling together, and you can use the shared toilet facilities at the either end of the train. In this category, again, it is upper and lower bed configuration with some storage above the doorway. During the day, we have the seating set up and then converted into the beds at night. Now the next category is the Superior and Superior Plus compartments, and these are arranged with 2 lower beds that flip up into a seating area. Both in Superior and Superior Plus, there's 1 shower compartment that could be shared by up to 3 cars. Now the next category is the Classic compartment. The most noticeable differences are in the finishing of this compartment. The layout is very similar to the Superior compartment. It just looks a little bit and feels a little bit different. The main difference is in the Classic category, there is a shower compartment that's shared between 2 to 4 cars. There's 1 more category below this, which is the Standard category, and those compartments have 4 beds in the room. So I'm sure you're wondering about the size of the shower compartment. It's actually quite spacious. It's at least the size of 1 sleeping compartment, if not even bigger. There are 2 attendants assigned to each car, so the washroom and shower compartments are constantly being cleaned and they're very well maintained. In Russia, all trains, in particular charter trains, are inspected before every journey, and the inspections are very thorough and they demand a very high standard of hygiene. So that's an idea of what the train looks and feels like. I actually missed the nights on the train when we spent them off in the hotels. Long distance train travel definitely isn't for everyone, but there's something about the romance and nostalgia of traveling by rail that speaks to our inner explorer. It was a deeply gratifying experience that I'm definitely happy to have had. So please comment below or reach out to me directly at alan.law@glpworldwide.com, and I'll be happy to chat with you in more detail about my trip. And again, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to be back with another video very soon.